welcome to my YouTube channel. I know it's exciting, it's been a long time coming. I know. I think I promised a YouTube channel like 2018, I believe, 2 years ago when I started doing my hair, and people were like, hey girl, you better start a YouTube channel, and I didn't, but here I am. So thank you guys for tuning in. Please comment, what else, like and subscribe. I think I'll get used to this with time, but first of all, let me just say, wow, I salute all the YouTubers, because sitting here and looking at the camera, it's not as easy as you'd think it is. I mean, I don't know how many times I started all over again, but I mean, there's always a first time for everything, right? So I was born and raised in Botabote, which is in Lesotho, which is in South Africa, which is in Africa. So yeah, I'm your African girl, 100% African. I went to St. Cyprian's Primary School, which is in Botabote, like in my area where I grew up. And there I was such a bright kid. I was smart, I was popular in school, you know, but it didn't last long, but I'll get to it later. My mom was a teacher, but honestly, I can't even say maybe she did in her own ways, but she didn't really force me to read, or like she had lots of books because she was a teacher, and I would just read them because I was interested in reading. Like I said, it didn't last long when I got into the 7th grade, which was my last year of primary school before we went into high school. But I think it should be a separate video on its own. I think I'll talk about it separately. I had amazing friends. They were my neighbors actually, but you know how it is at home. You're my neighbor, you're my my friend, and go to the same school, then we are friends. So we used to, like, my dad used to drive us to school in his van, which is called a truck here. Yeah, it's a truck. I know how dangerous that was, but that's home and nobody cared. We all used to, like, my friends used to, like, come over to my house in the morning and wait for us to, like, get finished and then hop at the back of my dad's van, and he would drive us to school. It would be so, like, it was so much fun. And after school, nobody picked us up. We had to walk home by ourselves, and we used to walk in groups. You know, when I got to Canada, people always asked me, how did you learn English? Like, it used to annoy me so much, but I think I came to understand why they keep asking that question. That's because most countries actually don't speak English, and maybe most people who come to Canada, they learn English when they get to Canada. So I kind of understand. So this will explain to some of my Canadian friends as to how I got to learn English, which is my second language. I didn't think it was a big deal until I got it. My dad's mom, she's the one who actually made me feel important that I was bilingual. I never even saw it that way, but she always used to brag about me. Like, every time we went to see her back in the village, because we were the township girls. Ow, I know. So every time we went back in the village to go see my grandmother, she would just make us speak English, call her friends and be like, listen to my grandkids, they can speak English. So we would go and speak broken English and whatnot, and my grandma would be so impressed. Like, yeah, you see, my grandkids, they're bilingual and all that, which was fun. Okay, fast forward. I went to Le River English Medium for my high school, and honestly, I think LEMS, so Le River English Medium is LEMS because it's too long. So LEMS was one of my favorite. Like, I loved being in high school. Like, I still wasn't as confident as I was when I was in, like, 1st, 2nd grade and 3rd grade, which I said I'll talk about it in a separate video. Just so fun. I think I met amazing friends. My friends were so fun. They loved me for who I was. Like, you guys, it was just amazing. But well, LEMS was a military school. I think everyone knows Lambs military school. Hey, never sharp. We were so like they punished us for anything and about like you guys. It was crazy, but I still loved it anyways. So, an ordinary girl in high school. First of all, I had acne. It wasn't that bad, but the fact that I was first among my friends to have acne, it wasn't nice. It wasn't nice at all. And secondly, I didn't have a bud. You can't be African and not have a bud. I don't know, that's just how it is. Because 98% of African girls are curvy. Like, I honestly didn't know what to do with myself. And you know how Africans are? They tell it like it is. No one is even gonna hide it from you. Not even your own parents. Like, girl, so show up. I know. Like, you don't have a bud. And honestly, people don't realize how that affected my self-esteem. I think no one ever understands how. I think being a teenager, it's just you just go through a lot of things, and some of the things will either build or destroy your self-esteem. I'm used to call it an English figure. English figure, guys. I know. And my sister had a big butt as well, and they would buy us new clothes, and my mom would be like, you guys look so good, turn around. And when they do a turn around, I know what they want to see. They want to see my butt, and I'll just pose in a different way, like stick out my butt to make it look bigger, so that they think, you know, it's growing, and they'll notice that I'm actually trying to stick it out, and they would laugh. That's how I grew up. Coming to think of it, it's funny now, but it really affected my self-esteem, guys. It wasn't fun at all. Like, for me, yeah, I would put up a strong face, like, oh, it's fine, but it wasn't fine. Honestly, it wasn't fine for me, because even boys in high school would ask me, why don't you look like other girls? Why don't you have a butt? How do you answer that? It was just so insensitive. I didn't even know how to answer it. Yeah. But I had nice legs. Sorry. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. And one other thing is this. You guys, honestly, as a kid or in primary, I don't know, nobody ever talked about my dimples, or maybe they did, but it wasn't such a big deal. Like, it wasn't something that I thought was different. It was just like having eyes. I don't know, it was. And then I got to high school and people were like, oh, dimples, it's old-fashioned beauty. Guys, teenagers go through a lot. They go through a lot, hey. People will tell me I have old-fashioned beauty, and that alone also affected me. Like, this is something that's on my face. I already have acne on my face, and then I have dimples. Like, what am I supposed to do with myself? Like, honestly, sometimes I even forget that I have dimples, because it's not something, like, I don't even feel it. It's just me. I had my first boyfriend when I was in, I think, Form A or Form B. Don't tell my mom. Yeah, and yeah, I think I dated only 2 guys in high school. I broke up with my first boyfriend and then dated another guy who was like 1 class ahead of me. I honestly wasn't into boys as a teenager, but maybe it's because boys went into me. Yeah, let's just face it. But I knew my friends. Guys, I had beautiful friends. Or even in varsity, I had beautiful friends. God, I was always blessed with beautiful friends, and I don't know, they just make you to be among people who are pretty and like kind of a little bit popular. It makes you feel like you're part of it. So I don't know, it was kind of fun, even though I didn't get that attention, but it was fun. At least I was among people who got it. Duh. I mean, some people never even, they weren't even among people who got it. So after completing my high school, I went to a church youth camp. It was in December, it was in the summer, and my friends and I went to this youth camp, and that's where I met Z. Well, we didn't start dating immediately. We just got to know each other, and that's it. I think we dated 2 years later. It's a long story, but we'll get to that. It's very interesting, by the way, so stay tuned. So yeah, and then in high school I wasn't that bright anymore, but in my, like, from Form A to Form C, I was in the top 10, and then I went to high school, Form D and Form E. Woo! My guys, I was now in the top 20. Yeah, it was bad, but at least I still made it to first class, so I still and then I went to and then I completed high school and I went to uni. I studied engineering in Tshwane University of Technology in South Africa, and I hated it there. Sorry. Yeah, I hated that place. Oh, I was now dating Z, by the way. We were in a long distance relationship. He was in Canada and I was in South Africa. I had the most terrible experience on my first night at the student residence, and oh my god, I hated that place. I don't even think I'll make a story about it, but school was fun. I had fun friends. I had fun friends. Well, even at the rest, I still made fun friends. I still met fun people, just that my first experience was terrible. But overall, I can't really say I liked Pretoria. No, I'm sorry, I didn't like it there. So yeah, I think that's a little bit about myself. We've been married for 3 years now, and we're going to be a family of 3 soon, very soon. So stay tuned and just listen to my journey and all the tips and, you know, live here, like just everything. And I'll be posting about my hairstyles, how I braid my hair, and just getting into parenthood and, you know, pregnancy journey, being away from home, how it is. It might look fun in the pictures, but trust me, it's not all that. Yeah, it is fun sometimes, but it's not all that. So yeah, oh my god, thank you so much, guys, for listening. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope you like and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend to subscribe to my channel. And yeah, thank you. See you in the next video. Bye.